Hey, beautiful humans. Man, yesterday was crap. God, it was a horrible day. I wanted to do this post because doing these videos is just bringing up so much stuff for me. And I wanted to share so you know that you're not alone, because it is horrible when you decide whether you've got a new channel or you have an old channel like I do, and you've decided to try and recreate it. There's this period that we all go through, every YouTuber has gone through, where nobody watches our stuff. And I've been really battling with it. And yesterday, man, I went into some dark places yesterday of really, 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 really identifying with the worthless part inside of me that just has zero belief in myself and zero belief in my content and zero belief in who I am as a person and zero belief in my ability to create anything that is successful, because I was programmed and raised really strongly to believe that I was a failure and anything that I do, I would fail at. I was not put on this planet to be smart or creative or intelligent. I was put on this planet to be pretty and fail. I remember one of my family members said to me once, you should really think about marrying a lawyer or a doctor, because that is the only way you are going to fund the lifestyle that you're going to want to have when you're older. I was maybe 13 at the time. So that was really a defining moment for me. As you can tell, I'm turning 50 this year and I still remember it. So it was a defining moment. And when we have these defining moments and then we decide to do something that we've never done before, or we decide to create something that we've never created before that has been successful, you come up against all of these horrendously horrible, vile voices in your head that really hammer in the fact that you cannot do it, that you're not successful, you're not creative, no one cares about you, no one's going to watch your stuff, no one wants to watch your stuff. And we battle against this. And I have watched a lot of creators in the last week say, there are so many people whose channels don't get past this first section. They just stop. No one knows why. They just stop. And I sat there and went, hang on a minute. I know why. Because we feel like crap. We feel like crap when no one watches our stuff. I've been watching my YouTube channel and the views over the last 2 years, where I've taken a lot of them down because that's just me. If I feel like I'm not achieving in something, I will just pull it down, get rid of it, throw it in the bin. That's just what I do. So I've pulled down all of those videos. However, I did actually post consistently once a week for, I think, just over 12 months. And there was nothing different about my views. They were all sitting at less than 100. My subscriber base was going up. I did, in that 12 months, I think, add about 500 subscribers to my list in that 12-month period. But the watch time and the actual views had not really changed. And so at the end of the 12 months, I also went through some other stuff, my appendix bursting and other fabulous stuff, selling a house and moving. So it wasn't really a good time for me to keep doing what I was doing at that time. But I pushed up against so much of this darkness and so much of these horrible voices that just kept saying, no one cares. And if you're raised in a family where no one cared, then this is going to really hit you hard. So when you look at all of these YouTubers that have these amazing successful channels, and they have gone through, they have been able to very easily go through, they create a video, and I've seen it. There have been YouTubers where I've looked back at their channel and there are 4 years of low views, and then they'll have 1 or 2 videos that just go off. And then that 1 or 2 videos, then the views start to improve on their channel. But some of these have been holding on for 3 or 4 years. I looked at a lady the other day who was a coach, and she had been coaching for 5 years and consistently doing 1 video a week for 5 years. And she was still sitting at about 300 to 400 views. And I look at that and I think, man, she does not have a voice in her head that tells her she's a worthless sack of crap. She clearly doesn't. If she did, she would not still be doing videos after 5 years. So it's something to really keep in mind, that when you're trying to create a channel or you're trying to do anything, it does not really matter what it is, whether it's a YouTube channel, and I'm using this as an example because that's what I'm trying to do right now. If you're trying to create a YouTube channel, or if you're an artist, or if you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, or you're a nurse, or you're an accountant, or you're a cleaner, or a gardener, it does not matter what your actual trade is for income. If you have a voice in your head that constantly tells you that you are a worthless sack of crap, then anything that you do, if it does not achieve the results that you think it should achieve, you're going to come up against these voices that are going to say, you are hopeless, you are useless, you are worthless, you are pathetic, you're a loser. And the last couple of days, I have had this song going around in my head. It's finally stopped. But I think it must have been for about 3 days, I had, it's the end of the world and you know it. It's the end of the world and you know it. That's it. That's all I've had going around and around and around in my head for days. And I'd stand there and go, what? It's not the end of the world. Just, it's not the end of the world. And then I'd hear, it's the end of the world and you know it. It's the end of the world and you know it. And I'd be sitting there going, great. Because I didn't get the next section of it. I can't remember if the words are, and I'm fine, or I feel fine. I think it was, and I feel fine. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. And I am fine, or whatever the words were. I got, it's the end of the world. And that's what I've had running round and around in my head, because there's a part of me that I think really does believe that me putting myself out here and doing YouTube videos and not getting the views and not getting the likes and not getting the subscribers and not getting the sharing and not getting the validation and the acknowledgement and the acceptance and the appreciation, not getting any of that. There is a part inside of me that really does believe it's the end of the world. Sorry, my daughter just knocked on the door to tell me that my phone was ringing, which is very nice of her. But I said to her, there's no need. When I'm recording, don't worry about it. The phone will survive without me. And so let me see if I can get back onto my track. Yeah, so you will get this if you have all of this inside of you, then it really does feel like there is the end of life. It really does feel like it's the end of the world. It really does feel like your life is coming to an end. It feels like a vile death of self. It's not, but it just feels like these parts inside of you that haven't been seen, that haven't been heard, that haven't been loved. If you don't have a foundation of safety, if you do not have this rock solid foundation of belief in something, belief in the universe or God or source or creator, whatever you want to call it, if you do not have a strong belief in something that everything is always taken care of, and you live in a world where nothing is taken care of and the world is falling apart and your life is pretty much over, if you have that at your core, then when you try to create any kind of business, but let's use a YouTube channel as an example, when you try to create a YouTube channel and you're not getting the views, you are going to push up against so many of these voices. And the thing that I watched, which I wanted to say earlier, was when I watched all of these YouTubers, a lot of them said that the algorithm is working out who your audience is. And this can take, I'll just move my keyboard for my cat. And this can take 2 months. It can take 3 months. It can take a year. It can take 2 years. It takes as long as it takes for the YouTube algorithm to work out who your actual audience is and where your videos are going to be best suited. So if you are only getting 3 and 4 views, it's because the algorithm can only find 3 or 4 people that are your audience. But if you get, let's say, one of those people and then that one person watches your video all the way through, and then that one person comments on your video, now all of a sudden the YouTube algorithm knows, okay, that one person is the representation of somebody who liked this video. Where can we find more of those people? And the downside, I apologize if you can hear my dogs, they've just started barking. And the downside with this is that it takes time. From what I understand, it takes time, and it can be a slow burn, and it can be a painful burn, especially if you have an upbringing, a trauma-based upbringing, where you really do move about the world believing that no one cares and no one will hear you or no one wants to see you. If you move about the world with that energy, then you're going to create massive amounts of pushback against yourself for creating. So I wanted to create this video, and I'm sorry if I've gone off on different tangents and if it's all over the place. I had some beautiful human beings say amazing video, but it was all over the place. So this one I wanted to try and keep it on track, which is not easy for me to do because I have a brain that is constantly, I kid you not, as I am doing this, I have a voice in my head that's going, no one cares. No one cares. No one's going to watch this. No one's going to comment. No one cares. No one's going to subscribe. No one cares. No one cares enough about you to actually sit and watch this video. So why are you still talking? It is a brutal, horrible voice that lives inside my head. And I know I'm not the only one that moves about the world with these horrendous voices in our heads. And it is from the trauma that we've had for most of our life. And it is horrible and tragic. But if I can, I guess, be a light for someone to continue creating content, even though you have this voice in your head. So today I could have very easily gone and sat in front of my phone and done nothing. However, instead, I decided to come and create this video, even though I have this horrid voice in my head telling me I'm useless and hopeless and pathetic and nobody cares. So if I can be that light for you, I have a cat. I don't know if you can see her. You can see a tail. There's a tail. I have a cat. I have one cat on the left-hand side that's fast asleep on the chair. And then I have another cat that is on the right-hand side that is bumping against the speaker of my microphone. And with any luck, she won't disconnect it. I don't know how to stop her. This is her room. So I don't know. She comes in on every video I create. All right. Thanks, Tani. She's lovely. Anywho, she's not good for my brain. She's not good for the brain, the distractor brain that I have, that sees a flashy light and goes, "Ooh, shiny light, let's go over there." She's not good for that part of my brain to try and keep me focused. So I hope that this helps just one person who watches this video decide to keep going, keep doing your YouTube channel. If it is something that you want to do, if it is something that you want to create, if it is how you want to move about in the world and you want to participate and you still don't have any views, keep going. Keep going and hear the voices, listen to the voices, pay attention to them. They're no different to any other, I guess, kid or person in the world. All they want is to be heard, acknowledged, validated, accepted, and loved. So if you can do that, if you have tools that you can do that, if you have a coach that can help you do that, then do that. That's what I do. I guess that's how I am sitting here recording this video, even though I have these voices, is because I have these tools that help me each day to show up in a different way. Except for yesterday. Yesterday was mammoth and it was horrible. And I don't have them very often anymore. But when I do, I sit and I go, you know what? I'm just going to spend the day watching something. It's cool. My life is not going to come to an end because I sit here and I watch something and it doesn't mean anything about me. It does not mean I'm a bad person because for today, I need to do nothing because I physically and emotionally don't have the capacity to be anything other than a slob on the couch. So be it. And sometimes for some of us, we need to be okay with that. We need to be okay that maybe we have 7 days of a week, but only 3 of them are productive. sometimes you got to be okay with that. Sometimes for me, I remember I used to have 7 days a week and I had 7 days of unproductive that just didn't, nothing happened, nothing worked. I did not do anything other than sit on my phone. And over time, as I have been using more and more tools that I'm coming up with to support myself through this, I am now at a point where I think maybe once a week is unproductive. Sometimes if I haven't had an unproductive day in a week, then I'll have a couple of unproductive afternoons where I can really feel that my body's really triggered, going, no, you need to sit and do nothing. That loser voice inside of you is really feeling unheard. So it needs to be heard. And so I do. I sit and I watch stuff and I hear this voice in my head go, "You're such a loser." And I go, "Yep, I am right now. Okay, I am a loser. I'm okay with that. That's okay." Because if I hate on myself, then like yesterday, I was really hating on myself and I was really beating myself up. Yet I was really identifying with the voices. They were intense. And when I identify with them and I beat myself up, I go into some really dark places. But then they don't last long. It doesn't last long. It did not last even a whole day. It was maybe I got up and I still did my movement in the morning and I still put on a load of washing and I still did the dishes and I still play with my daughter and I still fed all the animals and I still did things that were productive. And I also allowed myself to have some moment where I just hated on myself because I needed to. It just sometimes the voices get too loud. And for me to find relief, I need to really sit in acknowledging them and just accepting that they're there, going, you know what, it's okay. This is my upbringing. This is my normal. And if it is my normal once a week for a couple of hours or for a whole day, I'm okay with that now. It's better than what it was, where it was my normal 7 days a week. And I hated on myself every minute of every day. And I woke up hating myself. And I woke up hating the fact that I was alive. And I woke up moving about the world, hating who I was and hating what I was doing. And it is a really, really challenging place to be. And so I'm really thankful that at least now, with all the different things that I have done over the last couple of years, and all the different things I've brought in to create for myself, to support myself through this hell, I am now at a point where I have a bad couple of hours, maybe a bad day here and there, not every day. So if you are going through this and you're trying to create a YouTube channel because let me just make sure this is still on because my cat's butt knocked it again. If you are struggling and you're trying to get a YouTube channel up and running and it's just not working, just sit in the hate for a while and keep going. And if you need support, I'm here. Reach out. My email address is on the YouTube channel under, I think, contact or something. Just shoot me an email. Say, help. I'm going through shit. I'm here. You know, no one was here for me when I was going through this. There wasn't really anyone I had that I know that understands the darkness that you go through when nobody cares. So if I can help someone through this journey so they don't feel alone, I felt really alone through this whole thing. If I can help someone that does not feel as alone as what I did, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm here. Just reach out, send me a message. Anywho, that was, yeah, I got some big emotions coming up because of how hard it's been and how lonely it is. It's a lonely road, just so you know. There aren't that many YouTubers out there that I think have gone through the level of darkness some of us are having to go through to show up on YouTube. For some of us, it's really hard. So if this helps just one human being, that would be wonderful. Anyway, I think I've prattled enough. I hope I haven't gone off on too many tangents. Thank you very much if you are still here, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.